This is really cool. As you may or may not know, I'm an out-of-bounds enthusiast. I've made something in the realm of 100 videos on the topic in Hoyoverse's other game, Genshin Impact. Zenless Zone Zero is something I've mostly played casually for myself, not really looking for bugs. But that all changed when someone notified me of a way to break out of bounds. There are a few cool things to see across the waves in Port Elpis. But first, I have to do what I do best. Take this little trick and dial it up to 100. As you can see, I have free reign to go anywhere I please. Nothing will stop me. So, let's pick a direction and let our pal Qingyi get leg day in. That's probably not a good thing for an android, but details. Details like the fact, I mean it literally. I put a weight on my keyboard and let her run towards the screen like this for roughly 16 hours. I knew exactly what this would lead to. It did not disappoint. Let's take a look. At 15 minutes in, she's reached the end of the water plane. One of the hollows is no longer visible. Somewhere out there is Port Elpis, with that other hollow, barely visible silhouettes, and a tower being the only traces we can still see of it. Also, the sun has started shaking, but that's nothing to worry about. At night, we can also see the city's light pollution. A quest marker popped up when I changed time. This is helpful, as it will give me a sense of direction once the port is out of sight. 30 minutes in, Qingyi has started to shake, or maybe shiver? Is that even a thing for androids? We've reached an hour, and the run didn't seem to help with warming up. Yeah, that's not normal. Don't tell me she's breaking down after I just maxed her. Enzo? I think Qingyi needs repairs. Oh dear, it's not just her. Wise's face is, detaching from his head. We'll have to observe more characters, but for now, Qingyi needs to run more. We're only 1/16 of the way there. By now, maybe you've caught on to what is happening. This is the always fun floating point precision error. It's something that happens in a lot of video games when a character or object moves too far away from a map's origin point. What is coordinate 000? I experimented with this in Genshin Impact too, although we were working with the Y coordinate because I was sending Heizo into space for over 30 hours. In ZZZ, the Y coordinate is fixed as everything out in the void is a flat surface. It's the X and Z coordinates that are changing. That's why the character model is being distorted horizontally, versus the vertical distortion we saw in Genshin Impact from going very, very high into the sky. This is Qingyi at the 3-hour mark. Keep on keeping on. Run, to the 6-hour checkpoint. How beautifully fascinating. How's Wise holding up? And Belle? Big Ben is built different. Dude's shaking like crazy, but remains completely recognizable with barely any distortion. Not Billy, though, whose head looks like it could fall off at any moment. Break time's over. Qingyi, get running. 12 hours. We are now 12 hours into the journey. I truly believe Qingyi needs help. Luckily, she's an android, so Enzo can work that maintenance magic. The same cannot be said for the others. Like Nicole, who is having the worst bad hair day ever, and she knows it. Look at her gritting her teeth. We can't stop here. Let us continue. 16 hours. What even is this? I can't. This never gets old because it's different in every game due to variations in how they rig character models. Let's slow things down. Inspect closer the changes our pals are experiencing. Even Big Ben is affected, as his eyeballs appear to be popping out of his head. Yeah, that's really gross. As for the sun that was shaking earlier, Just a warning, some flashing lights incoming. I've greatly darkened the footage to reduce intensity, but those with photosensitivity should skip ahead about 30 seconds. A brief pause to give those who wish to do so time to do so. The sun is now flying around the sky so fast that it looks to be teleporting. Totally, absolutely fine. Nothing is wrong. The planet is not in imminent danger. Alrighty, it's about time we return to the port and take a look around. I could very easily push this farther. Unlike the Genshin experiment, I can log out and resume at any time, because ZZZ saves my location on the map. But I'm honestly afraid to push farther. Were the game to reach a crashing point, it's entirely possible my account could become inaccessible due to the game crashing immediately upon logging in. Probably should have started this on a throwaway account. Oh well, just like that, the world has returned to normal. Now then, is there anything to discover out on the waves? First, I want to see if it is possible to talk to the guys fishing out of bounds, or if they at least have a chat pop up if you get close. They don't. It was a long shot, of course, but it also wouldn't be the first time Hoyoverse put normally inaccessible text out of bounds in one of their games. Second, what happens if one of the boats hits the character? Surprisingly, some of these actually have collision and will push the character. And some of them do not. Third, could I find the island that's visited during the fishing event? Yep, it's way out at sea. Can even clip back into bounds onto it. Kinda cool. Could technically reach it before unlocking it, although in this footage, I've already completed the whole fishing event. Fourth, what about the city across the waves? Anything over there? The level of detail they sometimes hide in the background is staggering. Those lights, they're meant to be traffic. No vehicle models, but then from far away, within the confines of the playable area, you wouldn't really be able to tell. Many of the signs in the city are legible. Not much more over here, which leaves us with, fifth, what's inside and beyond the hollows. The one near the city is relatively empty, not much going on there. The other one, however, has ships sailing through it, entire buildings within, and outside, on the opposite side, is a floating, stationary sailboat that until now would have been impossible to see. A remnant left over from developers designing the map. Always neat to see. That's out of bounds in Port Elpis. Thank you, Rosepain, for informing me of the trick. If you'd like to know how to do it yourself, I've linked the video Rosepain found and sent me in the description. I've applied it to a few other areas in the game, and perhaps in a future video we'll explore those and also go over how the trick is done. But for now, gotta tip my hat to the one who discovered the trick and direct some views over their way. Hope you don't mind. This is Moosashi, signing off. Till next time.